Hi everyone, and welcome to the EWD training video series. This series will consist of 4 different videos. We will cover how to build a new course on Train, how to clone a course on Train, how to build the evaluations, and how to build the assessments. These are the 4 most popular things people do in Train, and we kind of wanted to get together a playlist for you on YouTube that will go over kind of the step-by-step guidelines on building courses and building evaluations. So this is the first video of this series, and we are actually going to build a course from scratch on Train. As you can see on the screen, this is when you type in ky.train.org, this is what will come up. I already have my login name and password on here. You will actually type in your course provider login name and password because you do have to have the administrative rights to build a course on Train. So we'll go ahead and log in. Okay, this is the Train homepage. I'm sure most of you all are very familiar with this. And right up at the top, you'll see these different tabs here. And for today, we're actually going to go to the Administration tab. And then over on the left-hand side, you'll see a little gray box that says Manage. We'll select the courses, and that'll bring down a drop-down menu and select that very first one for Course List. And this is going to bring up a list of different courses, but for today, we're actually going to go to the right-hand side and select the Add button. And this is going to bring up your new course edit wizard for your Train course. It's a step-by-step guideline. You kind of just go through and keep clicking next until you do get to the end. And for today, we will go through each step and then we'll submit the course for approval. Okay, so to start off, we're going to do the course title. There's a couple different ways that you can do this depending on the format that you select. For a face-to-face course, you will actually put the course title name. So we'll do EWD training. And then leave a space for the course ID, and we'll discuss that here in a little bit. But you'll put the date, so let's do April 5th, 2018, and then the location. And we do ask this for every face-to-face training on Train. It's just easier for when participants go to search for this. It's kind of in that specific format. For a video or a recording, a video, a module, anything like that, the course title, all it's going to consist of is the name of the training and then the course ID. Now, this is a little tricky with Train. The course ID is actually right up here, but as you can see, there's nothing there. In order to generate that course ID on Train, you have to complete this page and select Next. As you can see, I'm going to let you do it. But once you select Next, it'll generate that course ID, and we will actually go back to add that to our title, and I'll show you here just a second. Okay, your sponsor and offer, that's who is putting this training on. So for this one, it is DPH EWD branch. Whoops, that's not right. And then the provider course number, this is if you are requesting your training to have nursing continuing education credits. This is where the KBN number will be placed. You as a course provider do not have to worry about putting anything in this box. Once you submit your course to Train and submit it for approval, and then EWD will go over it and we'll see that you are requesting CEs, we will actually add that KBN number to that provider course number box as soon as our nursing administrator approves the course. And then we will also add in any other nursing CE information that you'll see throughout this course wizard. But for you as a course provider, you do not have to worry about doing that, so you can leave that blank. For the select format, there are 4 most popular formats that course providers use on Train. And the web-based training self-study, this is going to be any of your modules that you put on, GoToWebinars that we do. See what else, or any kind of live recording events. That's going to be your web-based training self-study, which will actually be this one that we're doing right now. Other ones are your WebStream archive webcast. This is if you have already done a face-to-face training, it's been recorded, and you want to upload that recording to train, that's going to be your archive webcast. Same thing if you do a GoToWebinar, record the GoToWebinar and want to put it on train, that will also be an archive webcast. The last one is your on-site classroom course or workshop. That's your face-to-face trainings that are held at locations. So if you do have one that's being held at your local health department or somewhere different in the state of Kentucky, you'll select on-site, put, of course, the location and date in the title, and then your participants can register for it. But for today, we're going to stick with this web-based training self-study. Click next, and as you can see up here, the course ID has now been generated. So we'll just hit that previous button, and right after the title, we'll go ahead and put that number in here. And this number is important to put in your title because this is the easiest way for learners on train to search for your course, because all they have to do is take that number, put it right up here in this search by keyword box, and select enter, and then it will pull it up. It's the quickest way to go about finding a course on train because there are a whole lot of courses out here on train. Okay. Up here, the active is already selected. You do not have to worry about anything else. That's what we want to keep selected. You go down here, the expiration date. Expiration dates is a little tricky for a face-to-face course. You're going to do the day after the last day of your event. So if your course is set, or if your training is Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, your expiration date will be that Thursday. And we do this because we don't want any participants to go back in and register for the course and receive a certificate, and in some circumstances receive nursing continuing education if they did not actually attend the training. So it prevents that. It prevents some participants to register for your course and complete it without actually attending. Expiration dates for any video work, so your webcasts, modules, or anything like that, we select it for a year out from when you created it. So if you created a course, let's say April 15th of 2018, your expiration date is actually going to be April 30th of 2019. We do select that you do the last day of the month, just that way it gives us 30 days to get that course renewed. The reason we do set it out 1 year in advance is for EWD to kind of keep track of these courses that are out here for more than just a couple days. We actually have a review process in which each month we pull a report of courses that are going to expire in that month, and we will contact you all as a course provider and explain that your course is going to expire. We ask that you kind of go through it, make sure it's updated, make sure all the content is there, it's current, go through those evaluations and make sure everything's okay. There's no comments from participants. We do this every year, and especially with nursing CE courses, we have a 4-year window in which, after your course has been out on train for 4 years, we do ask that you go back and update it and make sure that you know it is current. So that's why we do select the expiration date for a year out for those recorded and module kind of courses. So for this one, we will do, let's see, today is the 4th. It says this is a recorded. We're going to do the 30th of 2019. And it will actually just generate that. Special notes, that is up to you as a course provider. You do not have to put anything in here. If you are doing a face-to-face training, a lot of times people will add that lunch is being provided, or that it's only for a select group of people. If it's only for, social workers or nurses or anything like that, you can put anything you want in that special notes box for your participants to see before they actually register for your course. Alright, and we can go ahead and click next. Okay, this is your course description page. So this is going to probably be the page that you spend your most time on. This is what, when the participants go to register for your course, this is that course details page that they see. It's going to give them the course title, description, location, duration, all that fun stuff. what we suggest you as a course provider to do is right up here you'll see course description requirements, and then you'll see all these little bullet points. Select this first group of bullet points and copy those, and then down here we'll paste those in, because this is what EWD requires to be on that course description page. So we'll do course title, and then your course duration. And for a face-to-face course, you'll put the date. So you'll, let's say, April 4th through the 6th of 2018, and then you'll put the times. For any type of online courses, you'll do the duration, so how long it's going to take for the learner to complete your course. So we'll do 60 minutes. Course description, this is just a 1 to 2 sentence description of what your course is going to cover. Course objectives, we ask for 1 to 2 course objectives, just kind of explaining what the learner will come out with after they complete your training. Instructor bio, you can add that in if you would like. If your presenter at your face-to-face event, you could say a little bit about them, or if you do have an online training, you could explain who's doing the recording. It does not have to go on there. And then user help reminders. This actually EWD will put in. We have 3 steps for completing a course. You do not have to worry about putting that in there. Once we do receive your course, after you submit it for approval, we will add that into your description, so you don't have to worry about that. Like that. And then original posting date. This is just going to be the day in which you created the course. So we'll do April 4th, 2018. And we do suggest that you put your initials beside that, just so we know who created the course. So when we go back a year from now and ask if you do want this course to be renewed, we know who to contact for that email. So that's really all you have to do. You can also go, if you have a Word document, you can go right here and copy it, and you can add that in. Train can be a little tricky when it comes to copy and pasting from Word. A lot of times we suggest you take your Word document, copy the information, and put it into Notepad before copying that into Train, but it looks like it did okay. Now, for any type of CE courses, there are a few extra, a little bit more information that we need for that course description, and that's going to include your planning committee, and that's just who was there when you all were discussing the course. That also has to include an RN, and then we also, you definitely do have to have those 2 to 3 objectives. We ask that those objectives are pertaining to a nurse and how this course is going to enhance that nursing practice. And we also have a nursing continuing education information disclaimer statement, but EWD will put that in there. And that's just stating that your course has been approved for however many contact hours and the actual KBN number, as well as the disclaimer statement, and that will also go on your course certificate as well. That's all you need right here for the course description. And again, you can doctor this up however you want to. You can, add color to it, fix the font. You can center it. Don't be afraid to play with the course description. All right. Once you have completed all of that information, you can go ahead and click Next. Here it's asking you to select your course subject areas. As you can see, you can pick up to 6, so anywhere from 1 to 6, up to you. It's whatever subject you see here that pertains to the course that you're going to be putting on. So we'll just select. And there also is another at the end. Okay. Same thing here. This is selecting the audience who will benefit from this course as a participant. Same thing, you can pick up to from 1 to 6. And there's a background role right here. You do not have to select any of those, but if you do see ones that you do want to select, feel free to. Language, English is already selected, so you don't have to worry about looking for that. Okay. New credit, this is going to be where you do add your nursing continuing education credit. If you are not asking for the nursing CEs, you can skip right over this, but if you are, and we're going to put it on here for sake of training, you will scroll down and select the contact hours. Be careful, as there is a CNE contact hours, but you'll just do the standard contact hours. Credit amount, if you just want to do 0.01 just to kind of get that placeholder in there, it also confirms with the EWD staff member that will be looking over your course. We now know that you are indeed selecting or asking for nursing continuing education credits. That's a mouthful. Alrighty, once you finish that, you'll hit save. You'll see this will pop up, and then once you submit this course for approval, the EWD staff member will go back in and will actually change this to however many contact hours the course was approved for. They will update that and then before they approve it. Okay, next is assigning a certificate. Same thing with contact hours. If you do want that nursing credit, you're actually going to assign 2 different certificates. One, generic training certificate of attendance, and that's for anyone who is not going to select that contact hour credit, and then an actual contact hour certificate that will hold your KBN information and that disclaimer statement. You'll select assign a certificate, and then you will select all public certificates, and we will do the first one, the trained certificate of attendance. This will also be the only certificate that you will attach if you are not selecting contact hours. Okay, trained certificate of attendance. Do not worry about adding a start or end date. Leave that blank. Available of following credit types. That's correct. Make sure none is there. Notes, you do not have to worry about putting anything in that notes box. It already selects manually for how the user should receive the certificate. We ask that you select automatically, and then select the button for learner must successfully pass any post-assessment or SCORM course. And what this is stating is once the learner has completed your course, they will actually go back in themselves and mark themselves complete, and then either complete the assessment and evaluation or just an evaluation before they're allowed to receive their course. If you do select manually, then you as the course provider, once your training is over, we'll actually have to go back in and manually mark each participant as complete. It's a lot more work on the course provider part, and we kind of like to give a little bit more of that privilege to the learner and the participant for them to mark themselves complete and state that they did indeed attend the training. Okay, so we'll have the training certificate attendance, nothing here, and then make sure automatically and the button underneath is selected, and then click save. And again, if you are not doing a CE course, this is all you will have to do for the certificates. And then if you are doing a course like this one that is going to have CEs, you're going to have a contact hours certificate. That EWD will add in for you. You do not have to worry about adding that because we have to go in anyways and add that KBN number. So we will do that for you. So you can just make sure you have that transcript of attendance added and then click next. Accreditations, this is if you do have a nursing course, you'll assign the Kentucky Board of Nursing Accreditation, but EWD will handle that for you. So you can go ahead and click next. Course level, this is the level of your training, and if you look, there's 3 different levels: introductory, intermediate, and advanced. And if you select on one, it actually gives you the description for each one. So if you are kind of confused as to what you think your course will be, it provides you a description that will help you. So we're going to select introductory. This is about what 90% of the courses on Train are introductory courses. Once you select it, click next. Availability of the course, always select Kentucky, and it's actually already selected for you. You're good there. Okay, these are your competencies and capabilities. I would stick with this first set of competencies, core competencies for public health professionals. The tiers kind of go along with the course level. So your introductory courses are going to stick with your tier 1s. Intermediate will go with tier 2, and advanced will go with tier 3. So since this is an introductory course, we'll stick with tier 1, and then you see there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different sections here. They also come out. So you could select, however many you want to select. There's no limit. So let's go down and select some. You can go and look at each one. Okay, and then once you've selected those, scroll down and hit next. Any additional restrictions or instructions, again, this is up to you as a course provider. You could add in that if there is another course out there online that you do want them to complete, you can add in that instruction. We're going to hit no. Here you can actually upload an attachment. If you do have a course that you want to upload a PowerPoint to or any other Word document or anything like that, you can select right here and upload it. Keep in mind that the combined size of all attachments is 12 megabytes. So we suggest if you have a PowerPoint presentation, just save that on your computer as a PDF before uploading it. You do not have to add anything. Completely up to you. Okay, approval. This is if you as a course provider want to approve any course registrations, and that means that when a participant finds your course, goes to register, they actually have to wait for you to approve them before they can go forth and register for the course and watch the video or attend the training. Once they do register for that course, you as a course provider will receive an email notification that says so-and-so would like to register for your course. Do you approve this or deny it? It's a way to limit how many people and who attend your training. If you have no limits to it, I would keep no selected. You can also provide a code to register where if you send out an email to a select group of people and say, your code is 684, you can add that code to the course and they have to enter it before they can register. Again, it's just another way to limit the participants. Collecting custom information. You can select yes on here, and you can ask if you are having a face-to-face event, you can ask for a phone number in case the event does get canceled because of weather or anything like that. You can ask for their credentials for when they go to register, they have to enter in if they are a nurse or a doctor or a dietitian, anything like that. Again, you do not have to. Just select no. If you want to add a prereq, if there is another course out on Train that you would like for your participants to complete before completing the course right here, you can do that. You'll select new prereq, and then if you happen to know the course ID number, which is good, it's a lot easier if you know the course ID of the course. And we'll do both, and this is the only one I know. Let's see. Okay, and you'll see it pops right up. You select it right here, and then select link selected courses, and then you just go back. And as you can see, it's already linked there. And then this means that the learner will have to complete and take the evaluation, fully complete the HIV professional education in Kentucky before they're allowed to register for this course. You do not have to add a prereq. It's completely up to you. You can also add however many, if you want to add 1, if you want to add 5, completely up to you. Okay, this is your contact for the course. We suggest that the subject matter expert be your contact. You'll click on new contact, type in their name. Oh, nope, that's not right. Can't even spell my name. And then their phone number. And their email. Okay, and once you've completed that, you'll click add, and then you can click next. You can add however many contacts you like. We do ask that at least one contact be listed on the course. Okay, this is discussing after the participant completes the course, marks themselves complete, takes their evaluation, they will be asked to submit a course rating. It's your basic 5-star course rating, and they have the option to leave a comment. This right here that's checked, this is prompting them to complete the course rating, so we do ask that you keep that checked. You can also add an email if you as the course provider would like to receive an email notification every single time someone submits that course rating. You can put your email address in there. It is a lot of emails, especially if a bunch of people are going to be taking your course. And again, you can go back to your course roster and actually view these course ratings at any time on train. So up to you, but we don't recommend that you put one in there just because it has a lot of emails that you will receive. Okay, manage assessments. We'll actually discuss that in another video, how to add an assessment. So we'll skip over that for now. Same thing with evaluations. We'll go over how to add the evaluation, how to clone an evaluation. So we'll click next. Don't worry about the course attributes. That's for another state train system. So you can go right down here, select next. The cost up here, we just asked you put in 0.00. And if for some reason they do have to pay for their lunch or they have to pay for their hotel or anything like that, you can add that in that, lunch will be or will cost $25. You can add anything in there and the participant will be able to see this when they register. Okay, the launch URL, this is of course an online course, so if you have your URL, you can add that in. If EWD is doing the module or the recording for you, you can just use this one right here and add that into your launch URL. You do have to have something in that box to go for, so if you do not have the URL and we will be the ones to put it in, you can put any type of URL in there, but the easiest way is just kind of copy this one. These all stay checked. Don't worry about checking anything else on the page. Make sure no is selected and hit next. Select course devices. We're hoping that this page will go away soon, but just make sure that all of these are checked. And then hit next. And then your course completion options, it is already selected for user must complete course manually. That's the one that we want to keep that on. And this is going to ask the course participant at the end of the training to manually mark themselves complete. That's what this explains. And then next, you'll see you did select the core competencies, and it'll ask you if you want to submit the course for approval. If you are all finished with it and you're ready to submit this course to EWD for approval, make sure yes to select it, and then you'll hit finish. And then you'll see right here it's telling you that it's been submitted, and then EWD will get that notification. They will go into your course, look it over, and either immediately send you that approval, or if you are requesting nursing CEs, then we will take your information, submit it to our nursing administrator, and then she will go through it and then provide that approval, and then we will send you an email explaining that your course has been approved and, if applicable, how many nursing CEs and stuff like that. We ask for courses 5 to 7 business days and for non-CE, and 5 to 10 business days for CE courses, just to get those approved. Usually we can get those out a lot quicker, but a lot of times we'll get quite a few courses submitted at the same time. So we kind of like that leadway of just, 10 business days to allow us to kind of get all that CE information. That is everything for this video, and we've got 3 more videos coming for you. And we hope that you are able to watch all 4 of these. Thank you.